This is Appalachian Television Omni Media, improving America. This is Nightwatch. No sponsors, no jingles, no tonic water to brighten your eyes, no pamphlet telling you the future is already here. Just me, this cracked transmitter, and the stories no one else wants to remember. If you're still awake, you already know. Some stories don't end clean. This one is about promises. The kind that shine brightest when you're too young to know any better. If you're listening past the hour, when campfires die, and the wind forgets its manners, you're tuned to midnight in the Wasteland. This is Nightwatch. Her name was Maisie. 15. She grew up west of Sutton. A small place. A pump that shrieks. A garden that tries. A lantern on a nail, pretending to be a sunrise. Her mother mended gloves with silk coin thread. Her brother counted caps like they were years. Maisie counted horizons. She wanted out. Wanted more. Wanted the shine you hear about in caravan talk. Work in Harpers Ferry. Real caps. Fresh start. There's a part folks leave out in these stories. When they're young and pretty and hungry for better, there's always someone ready to sell you a promise. And sometimes the shine is not gold. She had a small silver bracelet, scuffed, too big for her wrist. A gift from her mother. Something bright, so you remember who you are when the night gets busy. Maisie said she would, and she meant it. One evening, she packed quiet. Bread and cloth. A soft map with rivers thicker than the roads. A knife that felt like courage. The bracelet pulled tight. Then she walked east. The road to Harper's Ferry is blacktop and wishful thinking. Fog sits in the low places like it knows a secret. The river talks whether you want to hear it or not. A caravan saw her near a rotting signpost. They said she asked about the market, about work, where the good caps were. They told her to keep her questions small, and her smile smaller. Good advice. Hard to hear when you still think the world is still taking applications. Harper's Ferry is a town that fell into a river and never really fully climbed out again. Bent streets, missing windows, stalls cobbled from doors that forgot their hinges. You can buy a bowl of stew, a broken gun, a promise, and a place to stand while you decide which hurts the least. They remembered her there, the girl who arrived smiling, asking too much, too eager to believe. Some said she cleaned Marlock shells, cheap pay, quick cuts, a tight smell that follows you home. Some say she ran messages, fast feet, green ribbon in her hair, to keep the guards friendly. Some said after dark she kept company with voices as the opportunity soft and keep the price in their pocket. Truth is, no one knows. A drifter stopped by my tower with a bracelet to trade for a can of creme. Said he'd heard me on the air. It was small, silver, bent at the edges. Her name scratched on the back. Maisie. He said he found it in the mud near the market drain, where the river breathes under the boards. A woman ladling stew remembered the girl's hands, cut up and bandaged, with the torn hem of a dress. A guard remembered her voice, polite, quick, the kind that opens gates until it doesn't. A chem seller said nothing at all, which is sometimes the loudest thing a man can say. The drifter went back to look again, and again, and then again, like someone who keeps reading the last page to see if the ending changes. He found a bit of green ribbon snagged on a splintered rail and footprints that wandered near the water and then became only water. I asked why he kept the bracelet. He stared at it like a question that he had been avoiding. Said somebody should remember her. Said he'd once believed in the same light. So now I'm telling you. Another week, another rumor. A small stitched shoe set on a crate by the square. Unclaimed. A scrap of paper tucked under a loose board by the river stairs with 3 penciled words. Light as a held breath. I want out. Out of what? A job? A bargain? The kind of future that only opens when you give it something you never meant to spend? We're not built for too many questions like that. Not and stay warm. Not and keep eating. I don't know where she went. Maybe she crossed the bridge and kept walking. Maybe some good soul gave her a new name. Long enough for the old one to feel safe again. Or maybe she learned that the wasteland too often teaches to young women who wander too far from home that some promises have hooks, and once they're set, it's the promise that leads. We hung her bracelet by the mic. It swings when the tower shivers. On still nights, it just hangs. A bright circle faint with scratches. Someone trying to write a life small enough to fit on metal. When I send this signal out, I look at that little shine and try to remember what her mother meant. Something bright, so you remember who you are. The wasteland is full of promises. They glow when you're cold, or tired, or too young to tell the difference. Maisie followed one of those lights. It didn't lead where she thought. What lingers isn't how it ended. It's how easily it could be anyone, any girl, any boy, anyone who wanted more than what they had. That's how the wasteland works. It doesn't just take bodies. It trades on hunger. It sells you something brighter. And when you reach, it takes what you didn't mean to give. If the world whispers to you about something shiny, something better, think about Maisie. Because sometimes the promise isn't gold. Sometimes it's the hook. This is Nightwatch. I'll be here, still listening, still carrying the stories no one else will. Until then, hold fast to what you already have.